Well, it's July the 1st on a Sunday, and if you remember, I sent a picture that I was driving this past Monday, and I was. Went around the block, everything was great. Engine ran good, everything worked. One small problem that turned into a huge little week-long setback, and that is it wouldn't go into first gear. No matter how hard I tried, it would not go into first gear. So I took the selector off. I did everything with the transmission and that I could. Even took the transmission and gearbox, took it out, and could not find the problem. So I have the second transmission over here. That's for the 51, and it all is working great. Cleaned it all up, painted it, and then I decided, well, I almost decided to say the heck with it. I don't need first gear anyway. But I decided, no, I want to fix this thing, or at least try. Well, I took the transmission out and I looked in it, could not find the problem, and then finally I did. On the inside the transmission, inside the gearbox, someone sometime in its previous life, they put a circlip on the end of the selector bar for the just a second. Well, I had it here someplace. Anyway, the circlip was not supposed to be there, and that was preventing it from going into first gear. Now it looked like it should be there. There's a space for it. There's a circlip on the end of the second and third gear selector bar, but when I took it off, it worked fine. And then I went in and got a full diagram of the gearbox, and it does purely shows that it's not supposed to be there. So anyway, got it back on. It shifts into first gear just perfectly now, and obviously it was easier to take the entire motor out than it was to try to get that transmission back in there, the gearbox back in. So anyway, I learned a lot. The difference between a TD and the TD2 is the clutch, and how to adjust the pressure plate. I learned a lot by taking it off about the transmission and so forth. But anyway, I can get this back in. It's ready to go back in. I'm going to be putting it back in. So it cost me a week in production time. But then again, it's the process and not the end result. Is the enjoyment of it. It has been a lot longer than I expected, but I don't really care. If it takes a year, it takes a year. Anyway, it was fun driving it for the day, and I'll give you another update. It'll be on the road, back on the road by Monday or Tuesday at least. So anyway, that's my update. Thanks. Talk at you later.